Tonight on Murder We Spoke, we discuss
Sweet baby angel Amos.
And what the title, If a Body Meet a Body, actually means. JK, we know that and much, much more on Murder We Spoke. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Murder We Spoke. I'm starting off real hot.
I love it.
Like, the energy is only going to go down, you guys. I don't know why I came in.
You almost did like an exorcist head turn. Hello, guys.
I'm like, oh, we don't have a lot going on, so we'll make up for it in energy.
Hey. Okay, it's working.
If you're new to the show, you're listening to the show that is... Okay, I stick to the script.
The number one show in all of podcasts.
We are the number one show.
Definitely not fake news. Most popular, funniest.
Let's see. On this podcast, we're basically venturing to watch and discuss only the best of the best episodes of Murder, She Wrote. And we're doing it based solely on your recommendations. So on the first Friday of every month, we watch an episode you've recommended, then thoroughly break it down and talk all things Angie Lands. I'm Ben, and I'm joined as always by my co-host, Marissa.
Hello, Ben.
How's it going, Marissa?
Yeah, now it's going great. I mean, I feel like we start this off the same every single time where we're just like, we hate our lives.
That is kind of the theme lately. Like
on the brink of death.
We have the noose around our neck. We're about to kick the chair out from underneath us.
Exactly. And then we hear, and we're like, okay,
no.
Something's worth living.
I'll give it at least another hour.
Exactly.
I'll stick around.
So I'm in that headspace. I'm doing well just because I watched JB.
And this was, I mean, I don't want to go a little crazy, but this might be like my top three.
Oh, wow.
I really like this episode.
It was good.
Okay. The episode we are discussing is Season 2, Episode 18, If a Body Meet a Body.
Which still doesn't make sense.
I looked it up. I tried looking it up. There's like a poem or a song about something.
Of course. Murder, She Wrote would never have just a useless title. They always mean it's a nod to something.
It's a poem from the 20s. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm from the 80s.
I still don't know I don't know what a body meet a body. I don't know what it means. Anyway, it was originally aired on March 9th, 1986.
Ooh, we're going back.
The top songs, as we enjoyed doing last time, the top song, we'll start at number 3.
Okay.
Was a song called Kiri by Mr. Mister.
Okay. Never heard of it. Have you?
Nope. Alexa, play Kiri by Mr. Mister. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right.
Kyrie by Mr.
Kyrie. Okay. So she told me. So we'll see if we
recognize that tune. Do you know it?
I feel like I've heard of Mr. Mister. Could I name anything they've done? No.
Am I just thinking of it because I know the word Mister and I'm saying Mr. Mister in my head?
Is it because like Mr. Hey Mr. Mister, like is that just like a thing?
Is that a thing?
It's a thing like old gay men say. Hey Mr. Mister. I just feel like.
Oh, I thought it was Hey honey. Maybe this is back in the 80s gay. It was just a little more on the DL.
I do not recognize the song.
I don't either.
Okay. I don't want to go on to the next song. Well, actually, the next song is These Dreams by Heart, which I do know. I've seen Heart in concert, no big deal.
Oh, well.
Went to the Hollywood Bowl, and my God, just like last year, and killed it. Oh my God, it was one of the greatest concerts I've ever been to.
I feel like I should be impressed, but I have no idea who those people are. But I'm glad they're still kicking and making music and doing good shows.
Okay. Alexa, volume up. You gotta turn the volume up because you guys she doesn't know Heart. We're gonna hear some Heart. I do not know what this other song is. I've never heard the song before.
I haven't either. Not even from like a movie.
Oh no! I just like the synth. I was like,
I feel like I've seen this in a movie like a month.
This is not a bad song. I've never heard it before, but I am enjoying. How was it? Kiri or Kyrie?
Kyrie.
Kyrie by Mr. Mister.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Mister. I see.
Mr. Mister.
We're revisiting the top songs of 1986. Okay. Oh, shit! Yeah. Of course. Oh my God, the songs. I had no idea Kiri. I had no idea that was the name of the song.
See, I feel like I've seen this in a movies.
Okay.
Guys,
Yes.
one day we'll do a video so you guys can see us dancing.
I don't know what. Yeah, we'll have to Snapchat some of this.
Yeah.
Okay. Alexa. Oh, she is disobeying me. Alexa, play These Dreams by Heart.
These Dreams by Heart from Spotify.
Because they're the sisters. I can't remember but holy shit, there's one of them, and I'm totally blanking on their names now. But they're sisters, and
They're two sisters?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the group Haim. Have you heard of them?
They're amazing.
Yeah,
I love them.
the three sisters. I'm like, you guys are the coolest. I want my sisters and I to be them for Halloween one day.
They're going to be on Saturday Night Live soon, and I'm like, oh, does that mean they have a new album?
Yes.
The Wilson sisters, Nancy and Ann Wilson.
I thought it was Rita and...
And Ann Wilson, like, her voice, like, forget about it.
Like an angel? Forget about it.
Like, she can still hit all the notes. Like, it is...
How old are they?
She is not young. Let's see, how old is Ann Wilson? 66. So when I saw her, she was 65.
yeah.
She was retirement age when I saw her.
God.
And she was... Alone is their big song. And I'm sure you've heard Alone. You guys, do you want to just take a little walk down memory lane?
Yeah, because I don't know this song yet. The voices sound familiar, but...
I think...
Guys, if you don't remember, I was born late 1990.
I was just 3 when this episode. While we're listening to this in the background, I will say I looked up this date, March 9th, 1986, and I was like, what else happened on that day? That's the day they found the charred remains of the Challenger astronauts. So,
Casual. And this song was playing in the background.
they're just, the radio's going, these dreams. And people are just sweeping up charred astronaut remains. Boy, the 80s were fun.
Oh, God, no. Well, us 90 kids barely remember that because you know that American Apparel ad where that intern, it was like explosive sales or something, and they thought it was just a picture of like an explosion, a cool explosion.
No.
They posted the picture of a Challenger exploding.
Oh my God. Ooh, that is grim.
And, and everyone was like, no. And they're like, sorry, I didn't know what that was. Just Googled.
Just Googled
Exploded.
sky explosion, and that's what came up.
Yeah, dark times.
Okay, sorry guys. We only got a couple more songs. But
Okay,
this is
I know
like
this.
Heart. You this. Alexa, play Alone by Heart. This is like
Alone by Heart from Spotify.
to see Ann Wilson sing this song live, like legit goosebumps. She like the whole crowd was like just like stunned. Like no one was moving. It was just like she was just like fuck it. She owned everybody in that arena.
Oh. Dude.
Alexa,
Turn the
Volume
shit
up.
This is modern day slavery. With technology and robots.
we're just ordering her.
Don't do something.
You listen to me. Okay, we'll get to the number 1 song, but I just want to let this play. I love having a soundtrack to this podcast.
Yeah.
Like, no one complained about it, so I assume everybody's just on board and loves it.
And if you guys aren't, well, keep your thoughts to yourself.
Yeah, it's a free podcast, and we'll do what we want to do.
Yeah, and we're dancing at a kitchen table because it feels good to us. Oh.
Oh,
I can't imagine seeing this
Just-
performed live. That would be amazing.
just like her saying, like, oh, I'm getting goosebumps now. I'm just remembering how great.
Oh, God.
Oh, so amazing.
Plus, I love girl power and, like, sisters doing shit
Oh,
together.
just sisters doing it for themselves.
God.
Okay.
Love it.
Alexa, volume down. We just gotta, like, for profesh.
Yeah, exactly. We're
Okay.
still doing a podcast.
We're still doing a podcast. The number 1 song was Sarah by Starship.
Oh, I was thinking.
Sarah. Like, we listen to XM radio at work all
I was
day.
thinking Sarah Smile at first when he said
Oh,
that.
no.
No.
No, that is also, like, that was probably 80s too.
Yeah.
Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
Also
right.
seen in concert, no big deal. Last year.
Last year was a big year for you. I just saw them on
There's
the
like some
Sunday
80s
morning
tour.
show because I'm 80 years old and they're like 78, like just still, performing together. Are we gonna be the Wilson sisters?
We'll be Anne and Nancy Wilson, yeah. One was skinny, one was fat. It works out perfectly. It's predestined that we are
I
going to
have a million Halloween costumes in our head. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be jogging suit Jessica Fletcher. You're going to be business lady Jessica Fletcher.
Oh, that'd be amazing. I could just be Seth or
be Seth.
or Amos.
That would look like
I
a
would just
nice
have to-
sheriff jacket
And like unbuttoned, like uncomfortably low for my
Right.
age. Like yeah.
for your age.
But no, I'm saying Amos. That's what his is.
Okay, for his age.
There's a picture. I think it was Murder She
Murder-
Wore on
Yes.
Instagram. Posted a picture of Tom Bosley.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
That was like.
I saw that.
Yeah, you know exactly, like the tuft of white hair that was like, and it was like just above his navel.
Yeah, and it almost looked like those varicose veins or something
Yeah,
all
it's
across
like,
the chest.
and you're a
I'm like,
man
what?
of a certain age.
Yeah.
But goddamn, that confidence, I've never had that in my life.
No, I appreciate that confidence. When I see people rocking the shit out of their bodies, I'm like, good for you.
Mm-hmm.
If I wasn't raised in LA my entire life, I'd probably be 100 times more confident. But you
Yeah.
know what?
You're
I was
right.
raised in an environment where you have no self-esteem.
You're like Jackie Cation, former guest.
Yes.
Our pal, Jackie Cation,
Just our pal.
has a joke about moving. She moved from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
And she's like, has a joke where she's like, she's a Milwaukee 7, but an LA 3. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah, no.
yeah.
If you go anywhere else, you feel yourself a lot more. In LA, you're just like, I am a
Yeah.
fucking troll.
Alexa, play Sarah by Starship. So we can hear the number one song.
Starship from Spotify.
And then the top 3 movies. We'll do the top 3 movies. We're just setting the scene, you guys. Like, what's going on in
No,
America?
I think that's important. There's stuff that's
This is
going
what's happening.
on.
What's happening?
Really- That was a high note. Okay. The 80s is something
There's
else.
a reason when we're at work, our Sirius XM station, I'm kind of the radio dictator,
Yeah.
and we listen to a lot of 80s.
It's good though.
As well we should, obviously.
It was a good time. It's much simpler times.
Much simpler.
When 14-year-olds looked like they were 50. And
When they were just
there
cleaning
was
up
no
astronaut
terrorists.
bones.
Yeah.
Like that they found. When did the Challenger crash? Like I want to know, like how long after until they actually found.
Yeah. That's a quick
Google. Let's Google that.
Guys, don't judge us.
I was 3, so it's not like I can remember.
I was not even a thought of my parents. Oh, I know this one.
Oh, I'm not going to look it up on Sputnik News. Get out of here.
I know
no, I'm not
this
looking up your
'cause
Russian
Sarah at
propaganda.
work always goes, people say this, sir, and I'm just like, I roll.
Good time.
I got this one.
Oh my God. The Challenger crashed January 28th, and they just found the remains on March 9th.
Wait.
Holy shit.
How
what?
did that take? Where did they find the remains?
Wow.
Where did they find them?
I didn't see. I just saw like the little bleed. Like
I
there was
know.
like there's this website that tells you what happened on that day in history.
Yeah.
Like one was like, oh, this person won the LGPA tour. I'm like, I don't care
Right.
about golf. And then like this was the one I was like, oh, they found the remains of the Challenger astronauts. I'm like, ooh, grim.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, well,
Okay, well, I'm Googling it.
it took them over a month to find. That's
Ooh, okay, guys, this
That's
is getting dark. I just Googled where did they find the Challenger astronauts, and the second one says 30 years ago, the Challenger crew plunged alive and aware.
okay.
Oh, sorry, guys.
All right, I think. Well, if anything, we're super in the mindset for Murder She Wrote now. I don't think we could be more ready.
We could edit that out, fuck.
And on the way in here today, we were looking at Kim Il Sung's giant neck tumor.
Oh my god, guys.
Google Kim Il Sung neck tumor, and if you have a bad gag reflex, don't do it. But he has a baseball-sized tumor.
Which Ben and I are kind of North Korean.
You guys, within the last year, I have stood on North Korean soil.
God.
That's how
And I got a
oddly
shirt because
obsessive.
Ben went there, and we're both kind of in love. Not in love,
not
in
in love, no.
fascination.
Yeah.
With North
I
Korea.
may or may not have North Korean currency in this house right now.
You do?
Have I not showed you my North
No,
Korean
you
currency?
didn't. Ben?
Pause the podcast.
How can I have been in your house?
How did I not show you this? Okay.
You
I
know.
do.
Okay, yeah. Anyway.
Peter Clinton. We're gonna find afterwards, but Maybe we'll put a snap. Maybe we'll snap it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So top 3 movies. Number 3 is called House, which I just looked at the posters. Looks like a scary movie. I have no idea what it was. So I don't
boring.
care.
Don't care.
The Color Purple, which was on the last list we did, still hanging in at number 2.
Wow. I mean, they've done a million The Color Purples. Same color purple?
Same Color Purple.
Okay.
The Oprah Whoopi.
Oh,
Color
yeah.
Purple.
Okay.
Number 1 movie, Pretty in Pink.
Oh.
So good weekend at the box office.
I've heard of those two. The pink and the color, Pretty Pink and the Color Purple.
It's just a colorful weekend.
It really is.
You know the headlines were like a colorful weekend at the box office.
They better have been.
What
I
asshole.
feel like people in the 80s were next cover.
And this episode was recommended by our friend Shelly Mueller.
Yes,
Thank you,
Shelly.
She top notch. Like anything else you recommend, we're gonna take it a pro because it's like
exactly.
this is
Shelly recommended it. Perfect.
She's got the goods.
Yeah,
this was
clearly she knows what's up. I hope you can hear us over this music too.
And even if you can't,
you're
fine.
welcome.
It doesn't matter.
You're welcome.
It matters not. Okay, guys. Let's see. I guess let's just jump right into this thing.
This was one of the most. We had to focus more so on this episode.
I focused more on this episode than I did all day at work.
But obviously, this is more important and it took a lot of focus.
Sometimes when they throw out a red herring or a million red herrings, it's like, okay, like you can see through it. It feels like they're reaching and trying too hard.
Yeah.
I was like, every single one.
I went from being the last episode where I guessed it in 1 second to not guessing it. Literally, as Jessica was explaining it, I still did not understand it.
Literally, the end when she's going over, like, the end scene where Jessica's, like, explaining everything, I think was 20 minutes of the episode. It was so elaborate and intricate. And bodies moving around and John Doe's and...
It really was confusing, and I think I was, like, so confused on the point of it all at first that it's really hard for me to connect.
This should have been one of the ones where the murderer got away with it, and we just see...
Do they have those?
No.
Oh.
I don't
my heart stopped. I'm like, wait, Jessica doesn't. Okay,
you
this
guys,
is like...
If that actually happened where a murderer got away, let us know.
Wow, that couldn't... Okay, I mean, never say never. Later seasons get kind of crazy.
I mean, after,
Jessica's not in some of them.
Exactly. Like, after, 200 episodes of her solving every crime, wouldn't you want to just drop one in where the murderer got away?
Right.
And
or like a serial killer amongst a couple episodes, like seasons or something.
Oh, well, you know what? This is because the 80s and early 90s was not like the overarching, like the episodic TV was not a thing. It was all the serialized.
That's true.
One at a time. If it was if this show was remade today, it would totally be like there's a serial killer. Like she would still solve something in episode, but there would be an overarching
thing. The entire
It'd be like a Dexter. It'd be.
Oh, exactly.
Boy, that'd be so
Do I smell remake?
J.B. Fletch v. Hannibal Lecter.
Can you imagine?
That'd be so
He'd be like, Jessica, I came to eat you. And she's like, no, Hannibal. Not before your supper.
Okay, we start the episode with the dude. He works for the mortuary.
Silas?
Yeah, Silas. And he was talking to the mistress. And he's like... Phyllis?
Silas and Phyllis, okay.
P.S. Phyllis, Google her, look her up now.
Dude, Stacy's mom has got it going on. And so
she might look better now than she did in the mid-80s.
I think she does. She has more of a tan or something.
She is I don't know what is... She got...
A little bit of work.
She got maintenance done.
Yeah.
Like our dear Angie Lanz has done. She got maintenance work done. Not obvious, not blatant, not crazy. Just got enough done to keep it tight. Keep it tight. She didn't turn into a real housewife.
No, that's what I need. And I've been telling Steven that. But now if I remind him that Angela Lansbury got maintenance work, if she can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello.
So he's talking to Phyllis, and she's like, oh, she killed him because... they're having the funeral, and then he's being cremated right after. What kind of rush is that?
Yeah.
And I was like...
That's a normal rush.
Isn't that basically... what else do you do once the funeral's over? What else is there?
Yeah.
like, I've been to...
I guess maybe, like, no autopsy, she was saying, but she didn't say that.
Is it a thing where you don't do an autopsy? Like, no, they did one. Because remember they had the reports from the other county have the report. So it's not like they just like put him in a box.
That's true.
And they're like, no, we're going to come by at 12:30. And she's like, sorry, cremating him at noon.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do.
Sorry.
So it's like the ducks were in a row.
Yeah.
And they're like, because I've even been to funerals. No, I have not been personally been, but I've had relatives who, they were cremated, like people went to the...
Were you about to say you have personally not been cremated?
No, I was going to say I've personally been to funerals, but I was like, no, that's not true. I didn't go. I didn't go to those ones.
Okay.
But where the urn, the cremated ashes were like at the funeral. Like there was an open casket.
No,
so like
that
people get
happens
cremated
a lot.
before the funerals.
Yeah.
Like, so when they were like...
It's also costly to like just keep a body on ice. You need to burn it up.
Marissa, I would say, why do you need to keep a body on ice? Because Seth just had a body hanging out on his table in his living room, basically.
Okay, yeah, when he said it hasn't, I'm really confused about, if anyone can clear this up, because in earlier season, an episode or two from season 1, he lives at the house, and it says he's a surgeon and physician, because was it the Mr. Peabody
the Peabody's bones
where
one.
he was like holding the bones in his living room in a little box.
Yeah, the one thing he does not have in his office/living room are fucking latex gloves.
No.
He will touch anything with his bare hands.
And so I'm really confused. Like, he just brings a body and does an autopsy, like, in the kitchen? Like, I'm very confused.
On what authority? Because there is obviously, like, a mortician or a coroner or something.
Right.
But he
and we
just
found out last episode there's a whole hospital.
Yeah, and Silas... He just tells Silas, like, hey, Silas, when you're done here, why don't you bring that body over to my office? And Silas says, okay, sure.
Yeah.
On whose authority?
On whose authority? Even Amos was like, I think we should do this. It's like, okay, what about... Honestly, this like, poor Jim Doe, what do we call John Doe? Jim Doe.
Jimmy Doe.
Jimmy Doe. Does he have a family? Hitchhikers probably have families.
Once they learned he was a hitchhiker, they're like, oh, he's not a real human. We don't have to worry about notifying his family or figuring out who he is.
It's literally how they treat sex workers these days, where it's like, oh, they're dead. No one cares. No one probably cares about them. Let's just pretend they're this other person and not.
He's a hitchhiker. He probably had a wallet with an ID and a name.
Not even...
No.
Was he? I mean, he was a hitchhiker, but he was also a good Samaritan because he was helping change a tire, and lifting that fucking tire gave him a heart attack.
Yeah, this is pre-Uber, you guys. That's how you got around.
Hello.
You can just get on your smarty phone and call up a car.
Exactly.
Uber me.
And Greyhounds were expensive. Just
you'd be better off
in a
hitchhiking than...
You've heard about the murder on the Greyhound, right?
Did someone murder themselves because Greyhounds are the worst?
No, some guy went like legit. He was having a mental break, but he like decapitated and like ate someone on a Greyhound, and everyone else was like trying. They got off the bus and they locked the bus, but he was just like still going at it. Like
I like how they didn't pull over the bus. They're just like, someone's getting eaten on the Greyhound. I only paid $20 for this, so
oh my god,
so correct.
Well, he's released now because he got out of the hospital, which I agree with. But at the same time, it's like, do not take any public transportation.
You have to pass the time on a Greyhound, because I had a friend who lived when I was in Montana, who lived in Helena, which is less than 60 miles away from Butte, where I grew up.
Right.
So if you're in a car and you're going, and I lived in Montana in the days when there was no speed limit on the freeways.
Cool. Did you have to wear seatbelts?
Probably.
Okay.
Did we? No.
Yeah, no, my mom tells stories. She's like, yeah, no, seatbelts weren't, there was no law for seatbelts. I'm like,
oh no, cool. Like going, like we would sit in the bed of the truck. Like we would, like it was not...
Cool.
It was very low on people's to-do lists.
Right.
Seatbelts, even like literally sitting inside the car was not number one priority.
Oh my god.
So it was like, it would take like, if the roads weren't icy and you had a little pep in your step, you get there in 45 minutes. If you took the bus, it took 4 hours.
That's insane.
Yes, exactly. So imagine doing that. Like that's how you get like 60 miles. It takes 4 hours. Imagine going, because I've had stepbrothers and stuff, go from California to Montana, days. You're on the bus for days.
Wait, where do you, you don't shower?
They stop. Oh, you don't shower? No. God, no. It's a Greyhound bus. What do you shower? These people didn't shower the week before they got here. What do you think they're showering on the bus?
4 days
Get out of here.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no, it's a cesspool.
Wait, they stop places though? Like, how
They
do you
stop and
sleep?
pick people up and drop people off.
And
That's
then
why
where
it
do you
takes so long.
sleep?
In your seat. Where do you sleep?
Sitting upright.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a hell of your own making.
Oh my god.
It's horrific. I had a friend who did it, and I was like, God, I don't know how he did it. He travels
I'm
everywhere
sorry,
by
but
bus.
like you're by bus.
He's very poor.
But if like you're taking off time from your job, that it's gonna take you 5 days, couldn't you have worked 4 more of those days and paid extra time?
Well, you're assuming these people have jobs.
Okay.
Why do you think they can only afford a Greyhound?
Oh god, this is dark.
Yeah. This is.
Apparently, I don't know much about greyhounds.
And hopefully you never will.
No,
Hopefully this is the most you ever learn, and you
I'm
never
gonna-
have to figure it out.
you're gonna find my dead corpse because I hitchhiked somewhere.
And you'd be better off than actually having to ride a Greyhound and just getting to your destination. You'd still be better off getting murdered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know what that was going off of. Sorry.
Oh, because Seth had just a body
Yeah. And then
hanging out in his house.
that got stolen because the windows weren't even locked. The window wasn't broken; it was just opened.
It literally wasn't even like a window pane. It was like
Yeah.
wood shutters.
Or maybe he left it open to air out the fucking dead flesh. This guy's been dead for like
It's
a
been
week.
a couple days, yeah.
Yeah.
So this dead body, not on ice,
Not on
just
ice.
sitting out.
Ew, and even the hitchhiker, like, they keep moving his body. Like, that poor dude.
That
And
was
his
like-
flesh would be, like, falling off at this point, right?
What a thankless acting role that was.
Dude.
Like, you're going to have 2 seconds where you have a heart attack in the back of someone's car,
Yeah.
and then people are just going to drag your body around for like 45 minutes. Cool?
Literally, like, abusing your corpse. Ugh, poor thing.
And do you ever think they do this a lot in TV shows that always drives me crazy? Like, rigor mortis sets in, but like for days afterwards, these bodies are just like floppy rag dolls.
Oh, they're flopping around. And also, it's like all your body, like all the blood pools, you just look, you would not look anything like that. You'd be rigor mortis, you'd be like
swollen and
swollen, bloated, smelly. You would not
Yeah.
look good.
no, you would not look like yourself.
Yeah.
So like every time, I know it's a small thing, but like
No.
yeah, they were just like the couple that was trying to get away with the money, just flopping this poor guy all over the place.
Oh
I
yeah,
felt
and
so
she
bad
could
for him.
like definitely move him and stuff. It's like, no, that's not how that works.
I loved watching her drag a body,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
to be honest.
She was the best actress in it, besides Jessica, obviously.
I mean, but that was a low bar.
Yeah.
This is, as much as I actually loved this episode, it is, I think, the worst acting we've seen so far.
Yeah.
This is our 34th episode, I think.
Yeah.
This is the worst acting I've ever seen. You have Reverend Exposition, who's getting up there, thank you to Carol, and like I can't like
Here's her forwarding address. She's going to San Francisco.
and his
Market
business
Street.
partner is
He was born in 1842.
he manages assets at this company, and here's what his liability is.
And his P.O. box number this.
Yeah, and he's just like, and even when he tried to get animated, trying to steal from the Lord, that's what you're doing. And
I
it's
pray
like,
you're right. No.
he was horrible. Still second only to Harvard cutoff T guy.
I can't. The guy who they wouldn't even give an outfit change to. Jessica had like 5 different outfits, obviously, because she's a queen.
Oh no, legit! Like the day of the funeral, like 3 outfits. Like to the funeral,
Yeah.
at home writing the book, and then to dinner.
And everyone
Like,
else is
3
wearing
outf-
the same outfit except for
Yeah.
Connie, when she's wearing the 1800s.
When they went to dinner at the widow, well, I guess she wasn't technically a widow right there because
Right.
that guy was still alive. But when they went to the widow's house, the fucking like lacy 1860s Civil War era,
That was bonks.
God, and her flat hair, like the 80s is big hair, like
Yeah.
big poofy curly buffanti.
She was losing something.
But she was, I feel like
Or she had
is
like
it
the shower
alopecia?
head.
Is that a thing? Like
Yeah.
because she
What
just
Jiggy
like,
has.
yeah.
It's like, or she had the shower head from Seinfeld, and so her hair is just like so flat and like to her head.
It was so like her hair was awful.
Yeah.
Straight up awful.
But her acting at the end was good. Like she had like a switch in her
When
eyeballs.
she turned into a bad guy in that instant.
Yeah. That was the moment.
Oh shit! When she's like, oh, Jessica, You could be right, but you'll never be able to prove. Like, she was like kind of just this weak, whimpering kind of mousy woman throughout the whole episode. And the second Jessica called her out, she's like, "Come at me, bitch.
Yeah,
You got
and
nothing."
She literally had like a flicker in her eye. I was like, "Okay, Connie, I see you."
She turned like I was like, "Oh, she's just kind of a straight up psycho." Because even like her husband's getting a little froggy and was like, "What are we gonna do?" Instead of talking him down,
She
I
killed
guess
him.
just bash his head in with a lead pipe.
Right. That she found. I mean, that was classic, but then also, and Ben and I, we kind of reenacted this, but her trying to go kill Jessica, just like, guess you're wrong about one thing. The lead pipe's here all along. Let me just keep my hand in my pocket and whack you, old lady.
You have to go back and watch that scene, you guys, if you've not seen this episode. Because she's literally like just talking to Jessica, holding it like, like I compare it like to like Harley Quinn holding her bat, just like just natural as can be. Like she just wields this thing all the time.
Yeah.
And she goes to swing it at Jessica, hand in her pocket, just chill the whole time.
Yeah, and
she's the one-handed killer. She one hand tied behind her back. She's just gonna go on a murdering spree.
Also, I guess like she had no other choice because once Jessica's onto you, you're toast. But like, no one could get away with killing. Well, maybe you could get away with killing Jessica because she's not there to solve her own crime.
Instead of like having Jessica, like if she just got like halfway through the description and then you hit her with the lead pipe and ran,
right?
Amos would just be waiting inside. Like, should we go out now? Or do you think we're good?
Jessica, blah blah blah.
Jessica. He'd walk out. Oh, that's what you. Oh, where'd she go?
Oh, Jessica
Mrs.
must have killed
Fletcher.
herself. God, yeah, no, but I liked her acting, but
it was good. Yeah. The acting of I can't remember the guy's name. He had like a non-role. It was just so they could set up the blueberry stains.
the Harvard
sleeveless
guy,
Harvard guy,
the boyfriend of the investment partner's daughter.
We called him a Bernie bro because
he was for sure Bernie bro.
He said everything except but her emails. Like
exactly.
He was such a stereotype. It was hilarious.
But I don't believe in insurance. Like, well, I don't want to be, make all that money. I need to stick it to the man. And
she's like, yeah, why don't you get a job? And he's like, I don't want to be a fascist. And it's like, okay, fuck
exactly.
Now. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
Dial it back.
He was
just a little like. So he was just like not. He was a caricature of a human being. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, but yeah, I can't. No words for him.
But the best part was they're having the meeting about what happened to everybody's money, which must have been everybody in town, because I don't know why this Harvard Tea guy, sleeveless Harvard Tea, first of all, you dropped out of Harvard Business School, you don't get to wear the t-shirt.
Yeah, let alone a cutoff tee. I know the Harvard store does not sell cutoff tees like that. You crafted that.
Like, I know it's the 80s, I know that's not even like Harvard. If you tried to like cut off the sleeves, I feel like the Harvard police would show up and be like, no, hand that over.
No, they would for sure. I know.
We're
obviously.
Harvard.
We have connections to Harvard.
I don't know. Maybe I'm married to someone who went to Harvard.
Maybe my sister. They're both gonna be big. Peter is, but my sister's gonna be a big fancy lawyer, and I'm like, got a podcast, guys.
I mean, Marissa's sister is just sending us pictures of her with Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh yeah, no big deal.
And
Elizabeth Warren brunch at her house.
Brunch at Elizabeth Warren's house.
Yeah, and I'm just like, well, I ordered poke and got to Ben's, so egg on your face.
Yeah.
No,
you met Elizabeth Warren today? Well, the episode of Murder, She Wrote I watched today.
Well, actually, in our family group text, Samantha sent the picture of her with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I was like, well, I was drunk and met Lisa Vanderpump, so here's this picture. And I literally just added that into the group text, so,
That's the level we're at.
Yeah.
That is.
But you know what?
Nothing could be more perfect.
She's also a queen. She's also a queen, and she's helping stop Yulin Dog Festival in Hong Kong, Ben.
Oh, God.
So they're both accomplishing a lot. Who am I to judge?
Lisa Vanderpump and that goddamn Yulin Dog Festival.
And I just told her she looked prettier than in person.
She was. We need to restart our
I know,
Bravo podcast so
That's
you can
true.
tell that goddamn story.
I know.
Jesus Christ, that's a doozy.
Anyway.
So look for that, guys.
Yeah.
Harvard
would dismiss Bernie Brown.
So, but he walked in, like this whole town is here. Why he felt the need to walk into the church in the middle of this meeting.
Where people lost their retirement. Amos was not going to have a retirement fund.
He saved $40,000. I don't unless he's retiring for 14 months, he's kind of screwed anyway.
I feel like if he calls for inflation, Ben, That probably would have gone a long way back in the
Maybe,
80s.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But he walks in and does like this Broadway hand gesture, like, what kind of town is this? Who stole? And literally thumb poking
Like,
his chest.
hitchhiker thumb to your face.
And he's like, who stole my van? It's like, what are you playing to the back row on Broadway, you dick? Awful. The worst acting that's ever happened on the show. And we've seen people attempt Irish accents on this show.
Oh.
So again,
Yeah.
like, it has to be bad.
He was fucking horrible.
He was like, oh my god, yeah, he was the
And
fucking
plus,
worst.
because he was a Bernie bro and he had bad acting, it was just like, there's nothing redeeming about you.
Oh, and they're like, I'm not gonna let you go some peach farmer. He's a blueberry picker, whatever.
Oh, a blueberry picker. He's a blueberry grower, Dad. And it's like,
Dan.
he literally has a rusted out fucking gray van that he lives
And you're
in.
living in a school bus,
With
you.
like dirty pipes that are like, he's about to get pink eye from like the fucking
Who's
toilet
eating
water.
like the skanky blueberries out of the back of that van?
Oh, that's like,
Gross.
yeah, that is fucking nasty, dude.
How come somebody at the end? I wanted at the end of this episode when they were Jessica serving the cake.
Yeah.
You know what would have been like
Oh.
subversively funny? A little blueberry pie.
That would have been amazing. I feel
I-
like it might have been blueberry pie.
Maybe like I wish it was like
Ugh.
she's just serving blueberry pie because he's like, well, there's a dead body in this car. I can't sell blueberries now. And Jessica's like, I'll take them.
Yeah, and this
We know
episode-
Seth's gonna eat those. Like he'll. Okay, you guys.
Chat it up, chat immediately.
If you're not following us on Snapchat, I don't know.
by the time this
is what-
episode posts, it's gonna be gone.
So you guys missed out. If you don't
Yeah.
want to, if you want to catch the next one, you better follow us on Snapchat.
Yeah. I maybe caught Seth drinking blood from a beaker.
If you look away, if you blink, you miss it, which I did. Luckily, Marissa's eagle eye caught this thing,
I was just
and
like,
we
wait,
spent.
tick.
And I, not kidding, spent the next 10 minutes
Yeah.
rewinding and trying to capture it on like
because it really is a flash. He looks
It's-
at it and then goes to drink it.
because he's talking to Amos about this John Doe,
Right.
and
How he actually died of a heart attack.
yeah, he's like, yeah, not a big deal, and he picks up a beaker, straight up like laboratory beaker,
Yeah. With fucking blood. There's nothing else that could be.
thick black red blood, and it's not like, oh, he's about to go test it. It goes to his lips and cut to the next scene. It was like again and again. He's messing around with his body. Not a glove in sight.
No, it's
Nowhere. A glove is not to be not a leather glove, not a rubber glove,
That's
not
why
a
they
latex
always
glove.
need at Jessica's because she cannot trust.
Oh god.
Ugh.
And again, it's not even like there's a divider. There's not even a door to his office.
No.
You walk in the foyer. To the left, there's his office. To the right is his sitting room.
He doesn't have the place to hold a dead body. It was on a table. There was
on
no
a
those metal little doors that are ice chambers,
Yeah, just like
whatever those are called.
have like a swamp cooler for Christ's sake.
Right.
To put a goddamn
Or
body.
you know, in horror movies, or I don't know, in the Midwest, I'm assuming, where they have those fucking freezers in the back in their garage that they
Swamp
keep like
cooler.
the meat. Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, where you keep the dead bodies in movies?
Where everybody keeps a dead body.
A swamp cooler.
Where
And then-
90% of dead bodies end up.
Exactly.
In a fucking swamp cooler.
That movie that Jack Black was in, where he played the gay choir singer. There's a real life thing.
Oh,
Where he-
Bernie?
Yes.
I have not seen that, but I have
I watched
It's
like
in
the
my-
Dateline or something on it.
it's in my queue.
Yeah, he kept her in a swamp cooler.
Of course he did.
Yeah. Okay.
Like everybody, like heads in a swamp cooler. That's a thing.
And yeah, that's always where you find people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but Seth doesn't have one of those.
It's
Just props the windows open.
His
Hope someone
house
takes it.
must smell to high heaven.
Ugh,
gross. We never did figure out when they're before Seth has the body transported to decay on his dining room table.
Right.
They're talking to Silas, and he is just literally crowbar beating the shit out of a
crate.
giant crate.
Also,
What was in that crate?
I don't know because I saw a label and it said ship to something something, but like, why was it closed? Is that where the casket comes in? Wouldn't it already be dismantled or something?
Like, if you're shipping a casket, I feel like you don't need to put it in a box.
No,
it's
you
a
just ship
it's a
it. Yeah.
casket. It's just you just ship it, and the point of a crowbar and those things is the lid is hammered on,
Yeah.
and you use the crowbar to pop it off in one piece. You don't beat the shit out of it, so all this debris is falling on the whatever the hell is inside anyway.
Yeah, and at first I thought Silas was just a cool dude. Then I realized, okay, this episode was so anti-feminism. I know it's like the mid-'80s, but like, He shows up at Phyllis's house right after her, I don't know, what do you call it? Her
Mistress?
Her boyfriend? They're not really, I was going to say her Mr.
Her
Mr.
Her Mr.
Yeah. But,
she's Kyrie. He's Mr.
Exactly. And he was like, well, trying to seduce her, like, oh, well, love will come in time. And he's like, you need a man to take care of. And I was like, hold up. Like, she's a 10, you're a 2, and you really need her to take care of you. And then
the way he's like, well, I don't expect you to love me. That'll come in time.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, you work at the fucking cemetery, you fucking creep.
She basically was like, I don't love you. I am...
This
whatever
is
the
gonna be bad for
opposite
both
of
us.
sexual attraction is, that's what I feel towards you.
Yeah.
Revulsion? I don't know what it is, but no.
Yeah.
And he's basically like, you don't have to be attracted to me. You're a lady. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's like, once the body turns up, you'll change your mind. Like, it's not a matter of, like, it's just, you're not getting over your ex. And then there were the the investor couple, Agnes or something.
Agnes and Newt Gingrich?
And exactly, Agnes and Newt. And basically, he was saying something like, oh, this is the other mansion I go to get away from Agnes and stuff. And I was just like, what is happening? Like,
She could reach out and touch him when he said that, by the way.
oh my God, yeah. And then in the still frame at the very end, it shows her, like, angrily looking at him. But I'm like, this is, I don't know.
Whatever.
There was another woman moment in here, but I was just like, what is happening?
So many great woman moments. Let's take a quick break in the middle. I'm going to have Marissa read a review. So you guys, if you want to leave us a review, leave us a review. So, it helps the show. Like, it's insane, like, how iTunes does this. So, to help the show, leave us a good review, subscribe, let people know you're listening, tell a friend.
Please do. And also, this is totally self-indulgent, but it makes our days. It really, when we're having a rough patch,
when we open it up and see there's a new review, we kind of lose our minds.
We really do, so it won't go unnoticed. We would love it so much.
Okay, so this one is from, and this is why I love this review. The screen name is Mainlining Diet Coke and Netflix.
Yes.
And it's a 5-star review entitled Jessica Fletcher's My Homegirl, and I want Marissa to go ahead and read it. It's just a picture, so you can't scroll up and down. Because I'm an old man, and that's what I do. I take screenshots of stuff.
No, I do too. I've been an avid Murder, She Wrote fan since I was a child in the early 90s. Jessica inspired me to look for bodies on my first grade class picnic and make inappropriate comments like, if everyone has to die anyway, why can't they just all be murdered? It's so fun to solve murders. Okay, well, that's me, basically.
I was going to say, this review is basically it's like if we melded together to write a review, this is what would come out.
Oh my God.
It's perfect.
Since the show went off the air 20 years ago, I've been forced to come to the realization that I may be the only person under 85 who genuinely enjoys Murder, She Wrote. Whenever I mention it, I get comments like, oh, my mom really enjoyed that show when she was alive. Thank goodness Marissa and Ben are finally here to break down the absolute goodness that is Angela Lansbury. No longer alone, I can listen to a podcast that recognizes what is awesome, hilarious, and completely ridiculous about Murder, She Wrote in the early 90s in general. A perfect blend of admiration and legitimate criticism, Murder We Spoke is now one of my favorite podcasts. Thanks. Hashtag, I'm in love with you.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing ever.
Ah, God, that is fantastic.
So, guys,
thank you so much. That was so sweet.
Leave us a review. I love that. Leave us a review. We'll read it on the podcast.
And love you forever.
And remember, if you send us a review and then take a screen cap and send us your address, we will send you a little thank you because that's how much we appreciate it.
You can leave a P.O. box. We won't stalk you at the P.O. box.
No, come on. We're busy.
We are.
Okay. Couple last things on this episode. I felt so bad for Amos.
Yeah. Because
he starts off the episode with, you know what, Jessica? You sit this one out. I got this.
No, and he even said, ow, sorry, I have, an eyelash in my contact.
That's the worst.
Oh, my God. Hold on.
Marissa's going to take... Oh, my God. You guys, we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going live. Actually, what I'm going to do, just because we always do this at the end of the episode, we're going to do some more housekeeping real quick before she gets back. Remember, we do the show based specifically on your recommendations. So without your recommendations, the show is over. I don't know why I have to get all... that sounds like a threat. I don't know why I had to do that.
I got the eyelash out, guys. Don't worry.
Okay.
Ooh.
Everything is okay. We're
That's
all okay.
gonna be a good wish when you have to when you have to dig for it. Okay.
Okay, so send us your thoughts, questions, concerns, queries, or regards, and we're gonna do better about start reading like stuff you guys tweet at us. We're gonna do better about actually and comment on Instagram. We're gonna do better about actually reading those on the podcast because you guys are like
fucking amazing,
far more clever than we are. So follow us at Murder We Spoke on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and see the great snaps that of. You want to see Seth drinking blood? You're only on the Murder We Spoke Murder We Spoke Snapchat. Are you going to see?
Speaking of Murder We Smoke, last Snapchat was of Amos in front of a huge sign about weed in Maine. So, we catch the good stuff.
We do catch it. We're eagle-eyed over here.
Yeah.
Also, we are on Facebook. Just search Murder We Spoke. Or you can just email us at murderwespoke@gmail.com. And that's where we will let you guys know what episode's coming up next. So if you want to know before the show drops, follow us there. And thanks as always to Devin Kokersberger, who does our amazing Murder She Wrote theme song remixes.
Yes.
I am amazed every time I listen to him.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you have already reviewed the show and you want to help out more, you can go to the redbubble.com store. The link is in the episode and buy cool shit there. Buy something for Mom for Mother's Day. That's coming up.
Oh, yes. Mothers love Angie Lands, as
we know. We add more designs all the time, and the proceeds go right into keeping the podcast going.
And we may or may not be getting a new logo.
Ooh.
So
it's going to be...
It's going to be good. Just a little teaser, but...
Yeah,
you're going to want it on fucking everything. But don't worry, because we always tweet out links about 20% off or 25%.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Redbubble is they do 20% off all the time.
Yeah, so if you follow us on Twitter, we'll let you know when it's on.
Mm-hmm.
We're here for the people, guys.
We're here for the people. Okay, so that's the housekeeping. But back to feeling sorry for Amos, because he was well-intentioned, you know what? He's even like, Jessica, people have there's a scuttlebutt around town that
rumors.
You're solving all my cases for me.
Yeah.
And then she's like, no, I got a book to write. You're on your own. And then everybody in the town came up to her and she's like, are you sure you don't want to help?
But Amos, come on, you're the real brains here, and it's like, oh.
It was really
because we could say it about Amos. But other people can't say it about
We
Amos.
say it in a loving way.
We do.
Those people are just being dicks.
Obviously, Amos is my second favorite character because he's just so well-intentioned and sweet, and that stupid Southern drawl just...
And he stayed with the widow woman to watch a John Wayne movie with her.
He was just being used and abused, too.
And she snuck out and met with her supposedly dead husband while he napped on the couch.
Exactly. And we can relate to Amos because we nap.
Mm-hmm. All the time.
We hardly plan for retirement.
See, I thought she was just trying to get it in. I was like, she didn't love her husband. She was just trying to...
I was just like, come on. Amos? I mean,
because, we saw Silas earlier and, Amos is a step up from Silas.
Oh, 100%.
Maybe that's...
Amos is sweet.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And then you had the investor guy, this, red herring thing with the money.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't really a red herring. She did steal the money. But the investor guy that, called the meeting...
Who was, panicking because people were dropping out and he had to give them their money.
And he was saying, are you sure you don't want to get Jessica Fletcher just invested? Or are you sure you don't want to put more in? It's can you tell, can you use another investor? I don't think that's how that works.
No, and he also, the life insurance was supposed to go to him, but then it went to the wife. And I was like, okay, is that something else? And then...
I thought, my initial thought was that you were right, that Silas wanted the mistress, so he got together with the wife who wanted the money, and they both teamed up to do it.
Yeah, and then she was using Amos as an alibi, which I found out she was, but she just didn't expect him to fall asleep.
But he's just that good that she still was able to use him as an alibi and commit a crime all at the same time.
And just because, like, you probably just said you excuse yourself into the kitchen. It's like, nope, didn't even have to do that.
I love how they had that, her narrating, like, the story. And she's just like, no, I literally stood up, went out, and talked to him. Door wide open, into my house. He could have heard every word.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Where was this house? Because she killed her husband in the front lawn, and then she tried to kill Jessica in the front lawn in broad daylight. Like, are you that secluded?
I know it's a small town, but you have neighbors, honey.
Oh, hello. Everyone knows everything.
And when she killed the husband, did she drag him inside?
No.
No. Put him under the porch. I'm going to put this lattice in front of it.
And then
no one's going to notice.
How did she steal the car? Where was did he just leave the keys in like a trusting Bernie bro that everything's going to just be fine?
No one locks their door. Like, Seth has a dead body on his table. He's not locking a window.
That's so true. This is 86.
And this guy, he just lives in an old bus. Like, so does a bus door lock like that?
Who's going to take
Are there keys to the bus door that you live in?
I couldn't answer that.
Stupid bro. Like, yeah.
He's the fucking worst.
I hate that guy.
I do too.
He's just the worst actor.
Next on Red Bullet Bowl, his face with a dartboard.
Oh.
I've only Redbubble did dartboards.
If only. Let's see. Oh, just a couple notes on the actors. Robert Sterling and Ann Jeffries, who played Silas and Agnes, respectively, were both on the TV show Topper, that aired from 1953 to 1955.
1953?
They were on a 50s television series together. Isn't that like pre-Lucy? Like they were on TV pre. I think Lucy started in 55.
So yeah, this was back in the dark TV.
This cast. This guest cast was just a slew of working actors. Like, there's no one, like, especially in these old episodes, the earlier episodes, rather, you get, like, a famous person, like, oh, they were in these big famous movies from the 40s and 50s.
Right.
This one, like, these people were, like, in some of those movies, but they had such minor roles. They were barely credited. Like, these are just working actors. I did think it was interesting just because we so much talk about John Wayne. Robert Donner, who was in this episode, I don't know who he played. I didn't write it down. But he was in one of my favorite John Wayne movies, El Dorado.
Oh, and they mentioned they were watching a John Wayne movie in this show,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
How do you spell his last name?
Donner?
Yeah.
Donner.
Oh.
Robert Donner.
Like Donner Party?
Mm-hmm. Let's see. And the Murder, She Wrote curse claimed the careers of two people from this episode. Robert Sterling, who played Silas.
Oh, well, maybe because he was being a fucking creep.
And Joe Maras. This episode is the last thing they ever did in their careers, and they died respectively in 2006 and 2009. So they lived for another 30 years. But after this episode, they're like, I'm done. I'm out.
Wait, who was the second person? Silas, and then who?
Joe Maras. Like, his picture's not even in IMDb. He was a working actor. Like, he had
Do we know who he was in this episode?
Let me look it up.
Oh, no, it's fine.
But he was, because I think I even kept the page open. But he was, let's look it up, because now I do want to know. But there's not even a picture of him.
Oh, my God, the curse. Wait, they lived...
Oh, Henry Vernon. He was the supposedly dead, then actually dead husband. And since I have
yeah.
Robert Sterling was Newt Gingrich.
Yeah, that one was... I feel like they might be related somehow.
Oh, Robert Sterling. Robert Donner was in El Dorado. El Dorado's a good movie. That's the one, if I'm not mistaken. Because there's El Dorado, and then there's... Anyway, like, I think it's the one with Robert Mitchum, where he plays a sheriff, and, like, his lady leaves him, and then, like, John Wayne comes back to town, and he's, like, a drunk, and he's got to get him cleaned up so they can fight this group of bandits coming into town. It's so good.
I like that.
That's a good movie. Let's see. Is that all? I think, are we done?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I should have taken notes, but I was too busy stuffing my face.
That's the thing, like, my notes go until the food delivery got here, and then I stopped taking notes because I was just shoving poke into my face.
Yeah, and guys, I will buy the box set so I can watch them ahead. But
for now. For now.
So, I guess until next time.
Do all the good you can.
For all the people you can.
In all the ways you can.
For as long as ever you can.
Bye, guys.
Bye.